Try to develop my way. I tell them bad energy stay away. Say bad energy stay away. You know they win and they run my race. Make you not try to develop my way. I tell them bad energy stay away. Yeah, we coming with a full force. Full force, listen to them, make them heavier. Heavier, give them strength like a glucose. Glucose, yeah, we coming like a virus. Yeah, now we coming with a full force. Full force, listen to them, make them heavier. Heavier, give them strength like a glucose. Yeah, we coming like a virus.
Just imagine, usikasa na uchesi branding. Artists be pretending. Asube boom, no need thousand. Don't bring your bad energy. Jump to brand name, yeah, Hennessy. 2 Pisces, we live in.
Hello viewers, welcome to Uncut Africa Live, a channel that brings you great content coming from all corners of Africa. I'm your guy, Digraft Amoako. I'm back on live again. Yesterday I was here.
Power off.
Yesterday I was here, and today too I'm around. I promised I'll be back with another question concerning Africa, and I can say I was very happy yesterday because that was my first time coming on live, and it was amazing. Yesterday I asked that how can we eliminate tribalism from African politics, and the response has been amazing. But today, I want us to touch on something. Which is, why do Africans look down on our culture? Why do Africans look down on our culture? When we talk of culture, African culture, it's broad. It's very broad, and for some time now, I've realized most Africans, we look down on our culture. We look down on our culture because a lot of things comprised with, when it comes to development in this continent. When it comes to development in this continent, it normally comes with a lot of things, and one most important thing is culture, our culture. And many Africans, we look down on our own culture. One thing I want us to address first is our language. Our local language. Even though when our colonial masters came, they forced us to speak English. Let's say they forced us to speak English, and English has become most of African countries, English and French is their national language. So it has forced us to relegate our local language to the backstage. It's very sad because it's not that English language or French language is bad, but the manner we look down on our own language, our local language, is very sad because we have equate a person who is fluent in English as intelligent person. And if you are an African and you can't express yourself in English, you are seen as a villager. That is one topic I have really followed this topic on many platforms in Africa, and I sometimes feel sad talking about it because our language, which is our mother tongue language, when you go to school, when I was in primary school in my hometown, you can see they have printed and pasted a very big flyer, or let's say poster on the walls that don't speak vernacular in this school. Don't speak vernacular in this school. So it has forced us to throw away our language, our local language, and it has forced us to speak the Queen's language. And at the end of the day, when you go and learn, you realize the topic you learned, if it was taught in your local language, maybe you should have understood it much. But because it was taught in English, you are going to do Chiu and Po at the end. You are going to do Chiu and Po when there is time for an exams. We have makes our local language looks like if you speak is kind of punishment. It's kind of punishment. It's not punishment. When you go to China, Chinese haven't thrown their local language, and it's part of culture. And culture is the backbone of every country. When it comes to culture, it's the backbone of every country. When you go to India, when you watch their movies, you can see they still speak their local language, and sometimes they will translate it into English, but they don't condone or they don't kowtow to English language. They go about it. They go about their local language, and they later translate it. So when I see on social media, especially Twitter, you see some people, when you write English or you do something and you make mistake, or grammatically you make some grammatical error, somebody will come and start teasing you or start making you look like you are not intelligent. That is something that I've realized most of Africans, because I sometimes also goes to this Americans social media platforms, and Americans write English and they make mistakes, and you don't see these people correcting them because they feel like they can speak, they can construct how they want it. They can construct English in their own form and no one corrects them. But when it comes to Africans, we are always pinpointing people's mistakes, people's grammatical errors, and that stuff is not really helping Africa, because I have seen that we cherish everything white. We cherish everything white. So today my topic is, why do Africans look down on our own culture? Why do Africans look down on our own culture? I want you to leave your comments because I want it to be like, it has to be more like a discussion where everybody will share his views. Why do Africans look down on our own culture? When you come to Ghana, where I am right now, anytime somebody speaks Queen's language and it's, how should I put it? When he speaks Queen's language and it's, he's very fluent in it, we sometimes call this guy is very intelligent. This guy is very intelligent. So why do we equate English to intelligent? And if you are not able to express yourself in English, you are called non-intelligent or a villager. These are issues that is really bothering me. Why do we look down on ourselves and hail anything that is white? Now, let's say pastors. Let me go this way. Most of the churches, even pastors, sometimes pray for their church members to get opportunities to travel to Europe or America. Pastors pray for their churches. So they have equate Europe or America to heaven. They sometimes even tell their congregation, especially the women, that this you will be marrying to somebody who is living in America, or you'll be marrying to somebody who is living in Europe. This kind of mentality has really slowed the way we think. I can say it's more like slave mentality, because we cherish when everything is white is good, when everything is black is bad. When we go back to our culture, Ghana, we have several culture practice. Some are, most of the times, our festivals and other stuff. When you go about our culture, when our traditionalists are practicing anything, whether they are trying to give the gods whatever they deserve, or when they try to pour libation, let me use libation, pour libation, most people think it's a things of the devil. Most people think it's the things of the devil. Recently, I asked somebody this question, that you people said Africans didn't know God. They are saying Africans didn't know God before the whites brought us God. So how come we have God in our local language? How come we have God in our local language? Did the whites brought us the translation in our local language too? Because we have God, and the God in our local language is the one they have put in our local Bibles, our local language Bibles. So how come, if we use common sense, it means we were serving our God before the white man came. But we have demonized all our culture. Everything that is black is seen as the devil. Everything that is white is God, or is Jesus Christ. And that has really affected most of Africans. We keep now, the trend now is everybody want to travel outside, because now it's not about even greener pasture. It's more like they are traveling outside, because outside, we can equate Europe to heaven. Everything Africa is bad. These are issues that we have to address. These are issues that we have to address. I can see somebody, very interesting and important topics. Thanks. So you can leave your comment in the comment. You can leave your comment in the comment box. Why do you think we look down on our own culture? Why do you think we look down on our own culture? Africa, we have a very beautiful culture. You can see this. This is Fugu dress from the northern part of Ghana, which is whereby it wears by the northern part of Ghana. I've worn it. It's beautiful on me. That doesn't mean I'm a fetish priest or something. It's a beautiful something that were created by the northern part of Ghana. We have our own culture, so it's about time we cherish our culture, because wherever we are going, if we don't reflect on where we are coming from, we are going to find it difficult to reach our destination. We are going to find it very difficult to reach our destination. It's about time Africa will cherish our culture, because Ghana have amazing festivals. These festivals, when you attend, most of the times, you see the whites who have traveled all the way from Europe, America to attend these festivals. And you can also see Ghanaians living in Ghana here, where they will tell you such practice are for the devil. So they even have a music, a song in our churches that our ancestors were serving the devil. Our ancestors were serving the devil, and we are now serving Jesus Christ, which is, I think, is totally wrong. It's about time we have to know where we are going from here, because when it comes to culture, you have to embrace your own culture. Even if you can see it from our names, you can see we have relegated our local names to the backstage, and most of our people give themselves English names, which they don't even know where it comes from. They don't even know where it was taken from, but they give it to their children and they relegate their local name to the backstage. That's something that is going to affect us mentally. We have thrown away all our culture practice. We don't fancy our own local language. If you speak your local, in Ghana, when you go to offices and you go and ask questions in your local dialect, you are seen as non-intelligent, and the person who is behind the desk will start behaving some way to you because you are speaking your local language. So you have to force yourself to present yourself in the Queen's language before she or he will give you attention. This is slave mentality, and it is not going well for African countries because we have thrown all our own culture. Like we can, and we are so interesting that we are only interested in foreign culture. You can see a Ghanaian who knows nothing about Kenyan culture. You can see a Kenyan who knows nothing about Nigerian culture, but they know everything about American culture. We listen to their music, we watch their movies, but we are in the same continent and we don't even know. I can tell you almost 90% of Ghanaians don't know a single musician from Kenya, or 90% of Nigerians don't know a single musician from Zambia. But we are all Africans. But they can tell you every musician from America, they can tell you every cultural practice from America or Europe, but within ourselves, we don't know anything about ourselves. And it's very sad. It's very sad. So please, today's topic is, why do Africans look down on our culture? Please share your thoughts or your opinion in the comment box. So even if not now, I'll come and reply it later, because this channel is here to bring you great content. So please subscribe to today's channel so that anytime we upload any great content, you will be notified. Today's program is, why do Africans look down on our own culture? And I know a lot of you will share your mind because things are not right. I've addressed language, festivals, and a whole lot. Even food. It's recently Ghanaians has started appreciating their own food. Pizza used to be the ish. Hamburger used to be the ish. You ask somebody and he will never tell you, my food is fufu or banku or this. They will tell you, me, I like rice, I like pizza, or I like hamburger. It's recently people are now coming back to their senses and know that we have good food, we have good lifestyle, so we should appreciate and embrace our own lifestyle. But for the language stuff, it's still going on. Anytime you make mistake, you write something and you make mistakes, somebody will come and downplay your opinion. You look through your comment and you'll be like, hey, You can't even construct good English. That is slave mentality. That is not his mother tongue. So let's promote our mother tongue. One thing that can help us in our education system is if we promote our mother tongue. It will help the students to understand whatever they are teaching them. But if we keep imposing this kind of big terminologies in English, and they will always go and do chew and pour when they are writing exams, they will graduate, come back to the system, and they are not going to be innovatives, they are not going to be creative, they are going to be doing chew and pour when they go to work. We have to know that learning is one and understanding is also another. You can learn, you can pass, you can do chew and pour and pass, but did you understand it? Do you understand what you were taught? We have to talk about it one way or another. So please leave your comments and I will reply to you later. Don't forget, I'll be coming your way every evening for different topics. Yesterday was how can we eliminate tribalism from African politics? Today is why do Africans look down on our own culture? Don't forget again to subscribe to my channel as I'll bring you great content coming from all corners of Africa. Thanks for watching.